Hello, all of you beautiful people out there. It is me, Madison. I hope you're doing so well today. Yes, ma'am. Today, you guys, we are making a beef stir fry. Vegan, of course. And I'm also going to be telling you a story time about how I dated a homeless man. Let's get started, you guys. I've got my burner turned on. We are going to be using the home style beefless tips from Gardein. Yum, yum, yum. These are good. I've used these a couple times on my channel. I used them, what did I use them in? Oh, my jajangmyeon. Jajangmyeon black bean noodle. Okay, so, ooh, they changed them. These look different than they used to. You know what I've noticed, you guys, is Gardein isn't putting their sauce packets in their products anymore. I guess people weren't using them because a lot of the times I didn't use them. I actually have Gardein packets that I save in my freezer every time I'd open up a package because the chicken ones used to come with stuff in them also. And I never used the chicken sauce or the teriyaki sauce that came with the chicken from Gardein either. But yeah. So I'm interested to see how these turn out. Okay. All right. So let's put them in here. Oh, this might be too hot. Turn down a little bit. Okay. Oh, Kaya's on my lap. You gotta go. Kaya. Okay, I'm interested to see how these turn out. They look different. They're shaped differently, and the old recipe for the beef tips, the skins of the beef tips would always come off or stick to the pan. So I wonder if these are gonna do that as well. I hope they taste as good. I love these. I'm gonna let these crisp up on each side, so like let them sizzle on each side for like a minute, and then I'm gonna toss it and then let it sit for a minute and whatever. And then I've got right here, I've got half of a white onion. It was a big onion. And then I've got some red and yellow bell peppers, some garlic, and then I've got these two sauce packets right here. They're two different kinds, and I think this one is the teriyaki one, and I think this is another one that came with the old beef package. But we're going to put them together in here. I don't want to make my own sauce today. Otherwise, if I was making my own sauce, I'd make like a peanut sauce with sesame oil. Okay, so these are cooking up pretty rapidly. So I'm going to go ahead and add in garlic and the rest of the vegetables. And then I'm just going to stir fry that up. I really like vegetables like al dente, especially my onions and garlic, because I really like the flavor of the fresh vegetables because you get that real intensity from the fresh onion and fresh garlic. And I love me some onion. So we're just gonna stir fry this up. Ooh, these look so good. These little beef tips, I'm so excited. Also, you guys, my mom, the day that this video is coming out, my mom is getting released from the hospital. Holla if you hear me, yes, ma'am. I'm so excited for her. I feel so bad. I've been trying to spend as much time with her as I can because, like, dude, it's so depressing being away from home and your animals. And my mom loves her animals, so it's been really hard on her. So she gets to go home. I'm so excited. Let's add in the sauce. Let me taste this one. See if I can tell which one it is. Okay, this is the teriyaki sauce. Ooh, yummy. I do not remember which one this one is. Okay. Scoop it up. Tastes like sweet and sour sauce, but let's put it all in there. Got a little bit of a kick to both of the sauces, which is good. I like that. And then we'll just let this simmer in the sauce for just a minute. Not too hot because you don't want it to like caramelize all the sugars in there. So turn down the heat. Oh, I think I turned it off. Okay. Oh well, that's fine. This stuff right here is called SMB Nanami Togarashi. Okay, and this is assorted chili pepper. I love this stuff. I find it in the Asian section of my grocery store. It's chili pepper, orange peel, black sesame seed, white sesame seed, Japanese pepper, ginger, and seaweed. It is so good. I love this stuff. It's kind of expensive. Just this little jar is like $4.50, but it's really, really good. So I like to just toss some of that into my stir fries. And my favorite rice of all time, sticky white rice. I love sticky white rice. White rice, however you say it. You guys, I have to use a rice cooker. I cannot cook rice on my own. I always mess it up without a shadow of a doubt. I will burn rice, not cook it all the way, too much water, too little water. I just can't do it. Okay. Then we're going to add some of this on top. Yummy, yummy. Oh, you guys, I love it. All right, you guys, let's dig in. Yes, I sprinkled some white sesame seeds on top, and it looks so good. I'm so excited to try these beef tips. They're good. They taste like the old ones. That's awesome. I wish I cooked them a little bit longer to crisp them up, but they're still really tasty. Okay, so I love rice. Let's talk about me dating a homeless man. Okay, years ago, there was this dating app, okay? It was called, I want to say it was called, okay, Swoosh or Koosk comes to mind. Let me know if either of those were the dating apps that I'm thinking of. And it was, I don't know if it was like a dating app or like a social app or whatever. I mean, who am I kidding? It was a dating app. But it was kind of like where they would, it would show you people that are in your area, kind of like what I think Tinder does. I haven't been on Tinder ever, so I don't really know how Tinder works, but I think what Tinder does is it shows you people who are close to you, but this app would tell you within a mile radius how like far away they were from you. And you didn't like have to match with anybody, like you could just talk to anybody on the app. So I was on this app. Oh, this is so good, you guys. And like, okay, I hated when dudes would like message me and just be like, hey, what's up? Hi, beautiful. Oh my God, I hated that. I would just like not even reply. Or when dudes would send you messages with bad grammar. Oh my God. Biggest turn off. No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm a little lax about it now. I don't really care as much. But like, if you don't know the difference between your and your, like, we have a problem. I can't. Or when all they wanted to send me was a dick pic. Can I say dick pic on YouTube? Oh no. So anyways, I got a message from this guy whose screen name I thought was really funny. It was really clever. And we started talking and he was really cool. Like, he was really cool and funny, and we had like awesome banter back and forth. And we ended up talking for a long time. Oh my gosh, we talked for like 2 months. And I really appreciated this guy's modesty. Like, he never like was like, send me nudes or anything like overly explicit like that. And he never like tried to send me dick pics. Can I say dick pics on YouTube? I have no idea, but I'm going for it. So like I said, I really appreciated his modesty. And he was really funny and smart. So we talked for a long time. Okay. So through talking to him for these couple of months, he told me that he was homeless. He had this really, really, oh my God, amazing dog that he took everywhere with him. So he would like sleep at friends' houses or people that he knew, or outside, all over the place. And he had this iPod that he used to to get online with. And he would tell me, I'd be like, where are you? And we would be chatting. He'd be like, I'm on the McDonald's patio using their free Wi-Fi. Like, oh, cool. He and I ended up talking for a while. And then one day he was like, do you want to meet? And I was like, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I remember I got all dolled up that day, and I was driving to meet him downtown, and I had recently just broken up with this dude that I was like seriously dating a couple months before, and I was driving down the road, and I guess my ex-boyfriend, he saw me driving down the road, and he texted me out while I was on my way. He goes, wow, you look nice today. I saw you driving. You must be on your way to a date. And I was like, awkward. I was like, that's so weird. But anyways, okay, so we go to this coffee shop, and he's sitting outside, of course, because he has his dog. Oh my God, I loved his dog so much. I miss that dog. So he's sitting outside, and I walk up, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And we're talking or whatever. And he's really cool. He's really nice and funny. And I just find it so interesting that he's homeless. And he's telling me, you know, about his life and how he's homeless and how he carries around this backpack. And it has like his clothes in it or whatever. And he has like stashes of stuff like kind of all over town, like people's houses that he knows, and like in certain parts of the woods around Austin, because Austin, there's like this huge green belt around Austin, which is like loads of forest and trails and stuff like that. And, you know, that's where some homeless people live, like out in the forest. And so he's like, yeah, I just kind of have shit everywhere. So I ended up walking around town, like, and it was really cool because he like would show me things that I never even like thought to know about or see around downtown and all of this stuff, because he was always like walking around downtown, and you know, he didn't have a home to go to all of the time, so he would just like walk around, and he knew all of these like little small parks and underground areas and bridges, and like, I know that sounds creepy, like he was showing me under bridges and stuff like that, but it wasn't creepy, you guys, I promise. So we walk around on a date. We have a good time. A date, like we didn't even get coffee at this place. Like it wasn't a date. We just took a walk. And then so I ended up driving him back to wherever he was staying. He was staying at a friend's house or something. And then I go home, and that was that. So after that, we would talk here and there, you know, every other day, whatever. And I would go. In Austin, there's this place called Barton Springs. And I would go there like 3-4 times a week. And at Barton Springs, there's this place called the Spillover. Or it's called Barking Springs, because it's like at the end of the pool where the spillover is that goes into the Colorado River. And this is where like all of the crazy people would go, you know what I mean? Because it was outside of the park, you didn't have to pay to get in, and you could drink there. You couldn't drink, that wasn't allowed, but you could smoke cigarettes there, because you couldn't smoke in the Barton Springs pool area. You can bring your dogs there. It was chill. I remember like there was always like some dude with some one of those like conga drums, and there was always drum circles, and all of the like homeless guys are there, and they were just partying, drinking beer all day long. It was a cool scene. Like I have some great memories of that. I remember like these. Also, you're allowed to like go topless at Barton Springs Pool. I never did, but like there was always some girl that was all fucked up, dancing around topless, you know, having a good old time. It was good times. It was really good times. I missed it so much. So I would go there all the time, just by myself, to like sunbathe, chill, have fun. So I would always see him there at the Barking Springs or the Spillover or whatever, because that's where a lot of the homeless people would hang out. And I probably saw him there before, but I didn't know it was him. And so he would like invite me over to like the drum circles or whatever, and we would have fun. Like we would just chill and dance and whatever, and then I'd go home. And it was always just such a good time hanging out with this dude. And sometimes I would like invite him over to my house, and he loved like shrimp scampi, like shrimp cooked in butter. And zucchini bread. Was he from Louisiana? I can't remember where he was from, but he taught me what zucchini bread was, and we'd always make zucchini bread together when he'd come over to my house, and I'd make him shrimp. I guess it's called shrimp scampi. I don't know. He was impressed with it. I never ate it because I was vegetarian at the time, but you know, I always felt bad for him. You know, I'm like, I want to give him a good meal when he comes over, so he's nice and full when he goes off on his adventures. So we would talk all the time on our messaging thing whenever he had Wi-Fi, and he oftentimes would stay with his friends. But I remember one time I hadn't heard from him for a while. I was like, what's up? And I finally heard from him. I'm like, where you been? He's like, winter's coming, I gotta get ready. So me and these dudes are like planning a camp, and he was telling me about how he's like planning this camp out in the forest, the woods or whatever, and like how they're gonna like build these tents and create like this fire pit and stuff to like keep warm and stuff, because he's like, you know, during the winter I have to make sure that I'm safe and I have a solid place to go back to, because I can't, you know, have to plan accordingly or whatever. So that's smart. And you guys, I loved his dog. Oh, I keep thinking about his dog this whole time I'm telling the story. It was so cute and so cuddly and sweet. Everywhere I'd always recognize him, because driving around town, I saw him everywhere, because he was always walking up and down and everywhere. He was all over the place, all over this town. And I remember I'd always see his dog, and I'd be like, oh my God, there's his dog. And then I'd look around and I'd find him, and I'd stop and pull over on the side of the road and I'd be like, hey dude, what's up? I remember one time I wanted to see him, and it was so cold this day. And he actually didn't end up staying in that camp I was telling you about, but it was so cold. And he was on Wi-Fi, like, I guess he was at McDonald's, whatever, he was talking to me. And he was like, I'm about to go set up camp somewhere for the night. And I said, where? And he said, at this baseball field. And I was like, can I come? He was like, yeah, come meet me over here. And so I went, and we ended up setting up camp in this baseball field, because he had this way of like getting all of these blankets, because he would go to the like the pet rescue place, and they would give him blankets for his dog. So I go and I meet him, and we're like in the middle of this baseball field, and we underneath the stars. Oh my God, what is my life? And then we ended up, like he had like this little like tucked away place under like the bleachers where we slept that night. It was so fun. I was like, what am I doing with my life? And then one time I ended up meeting him kind of like by the Barton Springs area, and he had this like little tucked away like alcove that he found, and we like slept there that night, and it was so nice. It was like by the river, and the water was flowing. I remember one time, what is that? It's not Meals on Wheels, but it was like this church that would come down to the Barking Springs area, down by Barton Springs, and they would give the homeless people like food and clothes and like toiletries and stuff like that, which I thought was so nice. And so he like introduced me to the people that were running the charity and had the goods to give away. Which, by chance, I ended up having 3 bags of women's clothes that I was going to take to the thrift store to donate. And I ended up giving it to them because the lady was telling me that they never really get women's clothes. It's mostly like men's clothes for some reason. And I was like, oh my God, I have tons of clothes. And I went and I gave it to her. But yeah, they were so nice, and they gave me lemonade. Just remember getting lemonade that day. But it was so much fun going on these little adventures with him and like going all over Austin. And, you know, it was just a different experience because I'm so used to driving everywhere in my car and going into stores and restaurants and things like that. But when I was with him and we were hanging out, you know, we were always outside and we always had his dog with us and we were always walking places, and it was just fun. It was different. It gave me a whole new like aspect or like view of the world, which I thought was really cool. So he was really fun. I hope he's doing well. I haven't seen him or heard from him in years. I always do keep an eye out for him. Like when I'm like driving downtown Austin, I'm always like, I wonder if I'll see him. But yes, he was a cool dude. So that's my story about how I dated a homeless man. Nothing too crazy, but it was still interesting nonetheless. So that is that. And I'm full. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.